Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my Tekkit PvP map Let's Build series. As you can see, we've got the castle that we built last episode, and in this episode I'm going to start with this tower here. As you can see, I'm building a door for it first, and then I'm going to start working on the floors. Here I'm putting in all the wooden floors and figuring out all the levels, and also building the ladders up to each level. Also putting in a ceiling here, and also torches to light the whole place up, because it was pretty dark in here, so I needed some light. There we go, and as we fade here, you can see that I've now done the same thing on the other tower, a mirror image pretty much. And now I'm going to work on this back tower here. I'm not actually going to build the tower this episode, but instead, as you can see, I'm going to build a staircase down underground. And I'm going to have a cave underneath each base where there'll be chests and supplies for players to use, and it's also a good place for them to hide when they're being attacked. And also a good place for attackers to get into the castle without using the main entrance. You can see me just carving out the cave. I'm just randomly deleting blocks so that it looks a bit more natural. I find it easier to make something look a bit more natural if I just randomly mash the left mouse button. Here I destroy the outer wall to make it look like the tower's going all the way down to the floor, instead of just being placed on top of a cliff. And now you can see me doing something a bit interesting here. I'm using red power mini blocks to create a spiral staircase going down. I could have used normal stairs, and I was going to, but I decided that instead I was going to use these mini blocks to create a very smooth, flowing staircase down to the bottom floor. There's a lot of trial and error, as you can see in this, where I'm removing blocks and adding new blocks, and testing it out to make sure it does work at the staircase, and it does in the end, as you'll see. See, I ran out of room there, so I'm now swerving it to the other side instead, and I'll eventually fill this whole area in so you can't get stuck in there. Here I am filling it in now, as I said. Just fine-tuning it a bit now, making sure it all works, and I'm now ready to move on to the next area. Just after finishing up on a few little details. So here we go, here's a quick fly-through of the cave and the staircase to show you what I've just built. It's going to be a vital part of the PvP map, as it will be useful for attackers and defenders. Some quite interesting gameplay. Okay, so here you see me removing a tower. You may be asking why I'm doing that, and it's because I want to actually make this one much bigger, as you can see me doing now. I'm going to make this a fairly big tower. It's going to be the tallest tower in the castle. And at the top, when this is turned into a PvP map, there's going to be a wall block at the top of this tower, which the goal of the game will be to take that wall from the enemy. So the wall's going to be at the top of this tower. So it's going to have to be a very tall tower, and it's also going to be one that the enemy can easily defend and set up traps in. here you see me world editing the tower to make it taller, save me time because it's going to be a tall tower. There you go, I world edit it up, have a look at the height of it. I like the height. So now I'm going to build some bricks around. I'm going to build a smaller tower on top of this one, which I'm also going to build up. And I'm going to world edit this one as well. Here we go, and now that's at the height it's going to be, as well as having a little slightly sticking out room on top where the wall's going to be. The wall's going to be right in this room that I'm building now, and the enemies will have to climb all the way up this tower to get the wall, then all the way back down and back to their base. Here you see me adding a little outing of the tower where there'll be a smaller tower suspended using this arm coming off of the main tower. You see me building the circle now for the tower. I'm building a spiked base to this tower, so it's not just flat on the bottom. Makes it look a bit more interesting. You see me just building up this little tower. And I want to make sure that it doesn't look too small and doesn't look too tall. And I think I got it just about right when I finished. It's going to have 2 floors in it. See me putting on the roof now, just to cap it off. It's going to have the same roof as the other towers. Here I'm working out how many blocks will be on each floor, and now I'm adding in the smaller details for this tower using red power mini blocks. I'm gonna do the classic blocks on the main tower to make it look more rounded, but I'm also going to do this on the bottom to make it go into a more of a gradual point with a more pointed bottom as well, so looks a bit more interesting. Here I'm just making the tower look a bit more round by adding the mini blocks. Doing these on all the sides, just like on the other towers. Now I'm going to work on a door, because it's only 2 blocks, but I still want the door to be central, so I'm using red power blocks to make the door still central. I'm building a little guardrail here so nobody falls off without wanting to. I'm also going to add some slight detail to the sides here. I'm going to come back to this bit as well and add more detail later, but for now I'm going to work on the insides, putting in the floors and some lighting and some ladders as well. As you can see, I'm also removing the corner blocks because I decided it needed windows, and I went for the classic arrow slit windows. Make it still look like a castle. Also allows for defenders to shoot out of these arrow slits at anyone trying to attack. Building up the roof now, using the same basic layout as the other tower peaks. As you can see, I'm looking over there to make sure it's about the same. There we go. Now I'm just going to add a slight more detail onto the tower. Now you see But I'm going to go back to this area, like I said, and add the extra detail. I'm going to add a crosshatch kind of design to this little outing area to make it look a bit more, just more interesting, because flat basic walls, they're a bit boring. So this makes it look a bit more special. Fading here now, we're inside the big tower, the main one, and we're working on the floors for this tower, using wooden floors again for these main rooms. We're going to work our way up and also put the ladders in eventually. We're going to have the ladders going up this corner here. Just adding in the ladders here, and then I'll go back and finish off all the floors. See, this part of the tower is a bit different because it goes narrower, so I had to figure out a way to get up there. So I did this kind of design, the double ladders again. Quite a bit of variety to get to the top. Here I am adding the top floor, and then the rest of these floors are going to be with stone brick. And there we go, that's the end of this episode, and the final overlook of what we've done. This is all the old footage from my old computer, all used up now, so the next episode will be new footage from my new computer, so it will hopefully be much better quality. In the next episode, I will be doing the minor details of the castle, and also working on the final tower. Until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.